What's going on, guys? Well, it's been a while since I've done a cigar review, so time to try a new one. This one is the Partagas Serie D number 4 Cuban. And if you guys remember way back when I got those Cubans, I got 3 different types. I've done reviews on the other 2, and this is the last one. Have not tried this yet. This has been in the humidor for like, I don't know, 6 months or something. You guys probably remember better than I do. But yeah, I'm just ready to smoke it. Just felt like smoking a cigar today, opened the humidor, and this just jumped out at me. So, it smells good. Just has that, you know, kind of hay, barnyard type thing going on with the smell. Alright. By the way, this is a 50 ring gauge by 4.8 inches. Alright. Yeah, just kind of a hay thing going on. Anyway, very excited to light this up. So yeah, I mean, fall is here. It is a beautiful time to sit outside, as you can see with a hoodie, because it is slightly chilly out here, and just look at all these trees before they go completely bare. Great time to smoke a cigar. Tastes really good right off the bat here. Okay, so first puff, there's a lot of wood coming through, like right away. Kind of waiting to see if there's any kind of like spicy tingling thing going on, because from what I remember, the other 2 Cubans they had were kind of spicy in the beginning. It's kind of there. It's really subtle. You know, I don't know why. I was kind of expecting this to be like, you know, an explosion of like a pepperiness on the lips that was just burning, but it's not. It's really smooth, you know, right off the bat. Flavor is just mostly wood, nothing specific, just a generic wood. And there's something else going on there I can't quite pinpoint. I don't know. There's something there though. Can't really describe it. Something, I don't know, I don't want to say tangy, but it's good. I don't know, there's something there besides wood. I'll figure it out. I do have to say right away, it's very good. It's extremely smooth. A lot of the cigars that I tend to like, they end up being like these powerhouses when you first light them, and then they mellow out. You know, after like the first 5 minutes or so, it's just the flavor's still there, but the intensity of it, you know, the burning that you get, that sensation, and all the pepper and all that stuff kind of die off, and then you have this nice smooth ride. But it's like I'm almost expecting, when I light most cigars, for it to be just like blow me away the first couple puffs. And this one wasn't. It was extremely smooth. But yeah, so good start with this one. That's tasty. I'm almost, you know, I have to say that as far as the wood, it's kind of leaning more towards that cedar type thing going on. But yeah, predominantly just woody, which again has been a ongoing theme with the Cuban cigars that I've had. Interesting. As far as price, if you can legally buy these in another country, or other countries around the world. If you have accessibility to Cuban cigars, from what I saw online, anywhere from like $13 to $15 a stick, which is not all that bad. Considering even in the U.S. you could pay $20 or $30 for some cigars, you know. So even though, you know, Cubans are considered the most, you know, from a non-cigar person's perspective, if you know nothing about cigars, you hear, oh, Cuban cigars, oh, those are the best in the world. That's like the common thing. They're among the best cigars in the world. In my personal opinion, I've had a couple hundred cigars at this point. I don't think I've had over 1,000 cigars in my lifetime, but I definitely had a couple hundred under my belt, approaching 1,000, if not slightly over at this point. But from my experiences, and remember, 99.9% of those are, you know, non-Cubans, and some of my favorite cigars aren't Cuban. So that you can get a lot of flavor out of a lot of different cigars. It doesn't have to be from Cuba to be good. So that's like the biggest fallacy when I talk to people who don't, you know, smoke cigars. The topic always comes up, oh yeah, I'd love to try a Cuban cigar one day. They're the best cigars, you know. And I tell people, yeah, I've had Cubans before, and you know the ones I've had were good, but I've had non-Cubans that were much better, in my opinion, for my personal taste anyway. But anyway, that's just a common thing. People hear Cuban cigars, they know they're supposed to be good. And so far, it is good. So yeah, but going back to price, $13 to $15 for one cigar, that is considered expensive. People smoke cigars all the time, and this is a broad blanket statement because obviously everyone's different. Some people buy $1 cigars, some people only smoke $50 cigars, and everyone in between. But from my experience, all the people that I know and people who I talk to, the average cost for cigars between like $5 and $8. You know, so $13 to $15 for one cigar is considered expensive, in my experience. You know what I mean? So yeah, it doesn't. I mean, if you're not into the hobby, you're like, oh, that's not bad. I thought it'd be like $100 or $200. No, it's nowhere near that expensive. But then once you're talking about buying, you know, boxes or cases of cigars, then yeah, it gets way more expensive. Yeah, $13 a piece. It's nice to experience it every now and again, but it's not overly expensive on the grand scheme of things. As far as the actual flavor goes, the strength is there. There's a lot of flavor, but I will tell you right now, this is a strong bodied cigar. This is a strong cigar because I already feel this a little bit. I have that little bit of a nicotine thing going on right now. I'm only a few puffs in, a couple minutes in, and I feel that. Like this, to me, as far as the strength of cigar, this is like on par with the first third, or even like, you know, the second third for most cigars that I've, you know, smoked or I have experiences with. So I feel like this one's going to be a powerhouse as far as strength goes. So yeah. Anyway, so far so good. You know, tastes good. Just the one thing that's really standing out right at this point is it's strong already. And I don't think I've ever had a cigar that was that strong that quick. Actually, that's not true. There may have been one or two Padrones that have been that strong that quick, but certainly not most cigars I have. So yeah, keep smoking this, keep enjoying it, and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back. I kind of goofed because first off, I forgot to see what time it was when I started this. So I don't know how long it's been. I got distracted by the news. I was looking at the news on my phone, I read an article about something, and I looked at something else, and now here I am, and I realize, uh-oh, I'm doing a cigar review. I'm not just sitting here enjoying myself. Although I am enjoying myself, don't get me wrong. I do like making these reviews. But I just forgot to like tell you what's going on. That's the point. So don't know how long I've been in here. My best guess, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. But I'm going to take the band off, even though I'm not really close to it. I'm probably a little bit less than halfway through. Let's see if I can get this to slide off. I usually like sliding them, but not if it's going to damage the wrapper or anything. And no, this one's on too tight. I don't think I could slide this. Okay. There goes the wrapper. But yeah, flavor, it's still predominantly wood, but I know what that other thing is. Originally, I think I said it was tangy or sour or something. It's definitely like a citrusy type thing going on. I don't know specifically what type of fruit, but it has a little bit of like bitterness to it, so maybe like a citrus rind, you know, or zest, as opposed to like the sweeter pulp of the fruit. Nothing specific though, like I can't say it's grapefruit or lemon or orange or whatever. It's just something citrusy. That's the type of flavor I'm getting. Kind of a zesty, you know, punch behind that like wood backbone. And it is definitely more of a cedar wood than anything else. It is really good. Something else to note though is I am really feeling the strength. Now, even though this is a very nice Cuban cigar, if I wasn't doing a video right now, I'd be almost done. I wouldn't finish this nub just because I'm really feeling the strength of the cigar. The flavor strength is still really good. It's not like as strong as some other cigars out there, but there's tons and tons of flavor here. But I'm talking about the actual power, the power of the nicotine that's in this tobacco. It is very strong. I wouldn't smoke this on an empty stomach. I'm feeling that it's really, really strong, and I just had a meal not too long ago. You know what I mean? Like maybe an hour ago or so. So I still have some food in my stomach. Oftentimes, if you do smoke even a lighter cigar on an empty stomach, you'll get the same type effect. But no, it's not the there's no outside factors in me feeling that this is strong. This is just a very strong cigar. So not for a beginner, not a first cigar to ever try. If you don't like really strong cigars, definitely not for you. But I'm definitely feeling it. I just got that little bit of a buzzy, like a jittery type thing going on. You know what I mean? So anyway, the flavor's good though, so I'm still smoking it because I'm doing a review on it. Now that I remembered I'm doing a review on it. Does taste good. But again, it's straight. There's no transitions for me either. Like I was talking about that citrusy thing going on, that has not, it's not like it ramped up or changed at all. I mean, it's been the same flavor since the first light. It's also been extremely smooth. That's something else I could say, is that it's just very, I don't know, it's a mellow smoke. It's not like super spicy. I don't tend to like a lot of cigars that are spicy. That's why I was saying before, most cigars that I smoke, I mean, it starts up and you're like, oh, this is a powerhouse with the spice and that pepperiness, but you know, after it, you know, starts burning a couple minutes, then it mellows off. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like really in-your-face type cigars. You know what I mean? Some people love them, but I definitely want something more than just a mild, you know, average smoke. I like some kind of experience, and more times than not, I do prefer, you know, flavor changes and things just happening while I'm smoking a cigar. Like I start it and it's like this, and then 20 minutes later it's like this. I like that experience, you know. But I still enjoyed plenty of cigars before that are just monotone. They have the same flavor throughout. This one is probably one of those where I am enjoying it. If it wasn't so strong, I'd probably smoke the whole thing because the flavor's pretty good. It's just, it's way strong. This thing is kicking my butt. It really is. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. That's my my quick update. I don't expect it to change at all, but if it does, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you when I'm down to whatever I can handle, which may be 5 minutes from now. I don't know, because I'm really feeling it. So I'll see you guys soon. Alright, I'm back. No idea how long it's been, but I'm back. I am throwing the towel now. Something kind of interesting happened though, because the last time I turned the camera on and was talking, I was about done because of the strength of the cigar, but it didn't get worse. If anything, I feel a little better. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything. I'm sipping on some water here. I didn't eat anything. If you're smoking a cigar, here's a little tip which actually helped me a great deal. Someone told me this years ago when I first got into cigars. Sugar kind of counteracts that feeling you get with too much nicotine. Okay, so if you're ever smoking a cigar and you're like starting to get jittery or starting to sweat or feel sick, nauseous, all that kind of stuff will happen if you have too much nicotine in your system. Sugar, if you have a straight spoonful of granulated sugar, that's great. But anything that's sweet with sugar, like apple juice, orange juice, candy, if you have a Snickers bar or something, that definitely helps calm you down a little bit. And obviously, clearly you should stop smoking at that point if you're starting to get a nicotine buzz that's too strong. But yeah, I'm sipping on water, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like about to put it out, and I'm like, I kind of want to finish it just to see if anything changes with the flavor or whatever, and just started feeling a little better. It's still strong. I still feel it. I'm still like a little jittery, but it didn't get worse, I'll put it that way. But at this point, I'm almost down to where I would normally stop anyway. So I'm going to take one more puff, and then we're going to call it a day. But surprisingly, it's really cool. It's not warm or anything. Sometimes a cigar gets down here, it gets really, really hot. You can't taste anything. I still taste just as much flavor right now that I did when I first started. It's not ashy or anything, which is actually kind of amazing considering how small it is now. And one more puff. Why not? Okay. So, flavor never changed for me. It was straight up wood. As far as wood goes, predominantly that cedar type flavor. And then that citrus thing. Whatever that citrus thing was, that was there pretty much the whole time. So extremely consistent in its flavor, as well as the construction was spot on, perfect. I mean, we could tell right now, it's not, I wouldn't even say it's wonky. Most people would say that's a razor sharp burn. It's straight. Never had to touch it up or anything. When I first started, one side it started canoeing just a little bit, and then it self-corrected, so no problems right there at all. The draw was like medium. It wasn't too firm, it wasn't too light. It was a perfect draw, in my opinion. Didn't fall apart, didn't have any cracks or anything like that. I mean, it was properly humidified, so that always helps. But yeah, the construction was absolutely perfect. It smoked exactly how a cigar should smoke. And again, that's 3 for 3 on the Cubans. All 3 completely different Cubans have all had perfect construction for me. No issues with smoking it. Yeah, I mean, for my personal taste, I like it. I have a few of them still, because I got a box, obviously. So I will smoke my can at some point. I'll probably give a couple away as gifts. Is it a good cigar? Of course. Yes, it's a good cigar. Is it my favorite cigar? Far from it. Far from it. I like those transitions. If you don't like wood, clearly this is not going to be for you. Again, referring kind of like the other ones, the other Cuban reviews that I did, I mentioned Arturo Fuente. They tend to have a woody thing going on, for me anyway. As well as, what's the other company? Romeo y Julieta. That's another one, or y Julieta, if you want to say properly, I guess. That's another company where, just from memory, most of the cigars has kind of a woody thing going on, and this is no different. Very similar to some of the cigars from both of those companies. So if you happen to be a fan of either one of those, this should certainly be one you'd want to try, or just Cubans in general, I suppose. It's good. Is it worth running out to get? Probably not from a flavor perspective. However, this specific cigar is like the second most sought after cigar on the planet. The number one would be, I think, the number 2 Monte Cristo is like the most popular Cuban cigar, period. This is like number 2 or number 3. It's up there in the top 5 Cubans that are just the most known, the most sought after, the most smoked by like celebrities, stuff like that. So if you are looking for a Cuban of some kind, or you're visiting somewhere where you have the accessibility to buy Cubans, or if you live somewhere where you could buy Cubans anytime you want, and you never had one, this would be on that list of ones you should try. It's a bucket list cigar for most cigar people who are just on this journey of trying every cigar they possibly can. This is one you could probably try, or should try, because it's one that most people who are really into Cubans have probably already tried, so you have some kind of reference there for a conversation, or at least to find your preferences on what flavors you like. But yeah, I mean, put it this way. If this had no label on it, I would say, yeah, it was a pretty good cigar. But it's not like, oh my god, it's the most amazing cigar I've ever had in my life. The fact that this says Habana on it, right there, that is, it's, I think, a placebo effect for a lot of people. If you know you're smoking a genuine Cuban, you feel like you have to enjoy it, because if you don't, you're dumb, and you don't know what cigars are supposed to taste like. Just because it's Cuban doesn't mean it's good. Right now, I think most cigar people who've had Cubans, as well as non-Cubans, you could probably agree that if it's Cuban, it'll smoke properly. Doesn't mean you're gonna like the flavors. Everyone's different in what flavor profiles they like. But I have to say it is good if you like that woody thing. Sometimes in the mood for that woody type flavor, but not always. So it's not my favorite cigar. Put it that way. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it, as always. If you have opinions on this particular cigar, if you've had it before, let me know what you thought of yours down below. Love to hear it. Like I said, this one, for reference, has probably a year of aging on it, you know, in and around. And I enjoyed it. Just not the best. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.